You ever get that feeling, that kind of buzz when a big idea just clicks? Suddenly things look different.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's sort of the adventure we're starting today, isn't it?
It is. We're diving into some pretty foundational philosophy concepts.
Inspired by this really accessible book, Kadir Kovashik's Five Yashindaki Shokuk. It makes some deep ideas feel, well, surprisingly straightforward.
Yeah, it's written with this real joy in sharing knowledge. The aim seems to be weaving philosophy into just, daily thinking.
Exactly. And our mission here is basically to unpack a few key ideas from the book, give you a bit of a shortcut to seeing why they're useful.
Okay, let's jump in. First up, axiom.
Axioms.
Right. Kubitschek frames these as the rules of the game for how we understand things.
So they're like the absolute basics, stuff we accept without needing proof.
Pretty much. Think 2 + 2 = 4. That's the book's example.
Oh, okay.
It's a starting block, something foundational that we build on, in math, science, even philosophy itself. Makes sense. Okay, what about Alton and Orta? The golden mean. Sounds like balance.
It is, exactly. Finding that middle ground.
Yeah.
Not too much, not too little.
Uh-huh.
The book has this great analogy with swinging on a swing set.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, swing too high, you might fall. Don't swing at all, well, it's no fun. The golden mean is that perfect spot, fun and safe.
I like that. Simple but effective.
Yeah.
And the book uses sugar intake too, right? Occasionally is the golden mean.
Exactly. It's about moderation.
Yeah.
And you can apply that idea to loads of things.
Like what?
Well, work and rest, for instance, finding that balance. Or even virtues like courage being the midpoint between, say, recklessness and cowardice.
Interesting. Okay, next. Analogy.
Yeah.
Analogy. This is when we compare things, right? Saying something is like something else.
Spot on. Using something familiar to explain something, well, less familiar.
Uh-huh.
Kubitschek uses the sky is like a blanket.
Because they both cover us.
Yeah, and they're both vast. It
Yeah.
helps bridge understanding. Super useful for learning complex ideas, even creativity.
The book mentions steps, doesn't it? Compare, find similarities, explain.
It does, but it also adds a note of caution.
Which is?
To think critically. Analogies aren't perfect mirrors. They can
Yeah.
be helpful, but you need to see where the comparison, breaks down.
Right, so don't take them too literally. Always check the limits.
Exactly. That's key to not getting misled.
Good point. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How we know things. A posteriori. Knowledge from experience.
Yes, precisely. Learning through your senses, through observation.
Like seeing the wet ground and figuring out it rained. That's the book's example, isn't it?
It is. Or feeling heat from a stove, tasting ice cream. It's direct sensory input giving you knowledge. Or even seeing a friend fall and cry. You understand their sadness through observation and empathy.
So learning by living it.
Pretty much. And then there's the flip side, a priori.
Knowledge before experience. Like innate stuff.
Kind of, yeah. It's knowledge we seem to have independently of specific experiences, often through logic or pure reason.
Okay, give me an example.
The book uses all humans are mortal.
Right. We don't need to see everyone die to know that's true. It feels logically necessary.
Exactly. Or, the other example, every number greater than 2 is either odd or even. You know that through understanding numbers, not by testing every single one.
So it's more about the structure of logic or mathematics itself.
Yeah, it's considered a source of more certain universal knowledge because it doesn't rely on potentially flawed observations. It's about necessary truths.
Okay, wow. So we've got axioms as the starting rules, the golden mean for balance, analogies for understanding,
Right.
and then these two ways of knowing, a posteriori through experience and a priori through reason.
That's a pretty good wrap-up. And what's great about Kubitschek's approach is showing how these aren't just abstract concepts for philosophers.
Right, they actually connect to everyday thinking.
Totally. Understanding them just gives you, well, new tools maybe. New ways to look at the world and how you figure things out.
It really makes you pause and think about the foundations of how we reason, doesn't it?
It does. And maybe here's something to chew on. How often do these ideas, axioms, balance, comparison, where your knowledge comes from, how often do they pop up, maybe unnoticed, in your own daily thoughts? Even in small choices you make. These big philosophical frameworks might be humming away in the background.
It's like seeing the code behind the program. Fascinating stuff. Hopefully this quick dive has sparked some curiosity for you.
Yeah, keep questioning, keep exploring these foundations. It's a worthwhile journey.